Tired and exhausted as I was, I fell asleep almost instantaneously in the cottage. When I woke up, it was evening. The sun was setting. I came out and saw the great Sri Guru gazing at the setting sun and chanting something. I quietly sat beside him. I spent a week with him and was initiated into certain yogic practices. Babaji also revived a small part of the memory from my past life when I was Indumati, the daughter of the Rishi Vishnupada. Babaji taught me the basic principles of leadership. Before I left him, Babaji blessed me and made a few predictions. 2 centuries later, he said, Jaisal, the eldest son of the then Maharawal of Lodarva, also Deoraj by name, will be passed over at the death of his father, and the kingdom would be usurped by a younger half-brother of his. Jaisal would then take the help of an Afghani Muslim invader, Shihabuddin of Gaur, and will recapture Lodarva after sacking the city for many days. When he reclaims his throne, Lodarva would be a ruined city. While searching for a new place to set up his capital, Maharawal Jaisal will find a massive rock formation jutting out of the surrounding sands. There, Jaisal would meet Babaji's close disciple Maheshwarnath, who would then be living under the name of Isulnath. Isul would reveal the story that ages ago, Sri Krishna and Bhima visited the hill, and that the spring that sprang up there in the middle of the desert was created by Sri Krishna to quench Bhima's thirst. Encouraged by Isulnath's story that Krishna had himself predicted the establishment of a kingdom on that spot by a descendant of his own Yadu clan, Jaisal would establish his new capital on the hill by building a mud fort and naming it Jaisalmer after himself. Babaji said I had much to travel on the path of spiritual evolution. After being born many years later as a Muslim queen in the south of India, I would then meet the great being Sadashiva Brahmendra of Nerur and be initiated by him. In the birth after that, I would be purified enough to be Sri Guru's personal disciple and would be born in an orthodox Brahmin family which would migrate from Benaras to the Himalayas near Badrinath. Due to a certain turn of events which would help in further expanding my consciousness and the learning of new lessons, I would again be born in Bengal and then in a Muslim family in the south, this time as a male. Then Maheshwarnath, his disciple, would be deputed to find me while still very young. It would be in this life, when people would know me as him, that I would reveal all the connections. At the end of my training, I prostrated at Babaji's feet and left. Working from my hideout in an abandoned monastery of the Nath Sampradaya, I soon gathered my men and formed a formidable army. Clan after clan was defeated and their territories were annexed, and for a while I made Deraur my capital. Later, I captured Lodarva from a powerful Rajput chief and made it my capital. Lodarva remained the capital of the Rawals for quite some time. Death came at a ripe old age. I was perfectly healthy at that time. The yogic practices that I had been taught stood me in good stead. One day, I fell down whilst riding my horse and broke my neck. I succumbed to the injury and surrendered to Sri Guru Babaji at the time of my death.